All right, Jeff, so we've got our sleepers. Who are you looking to this week to be our sleeper? I want to know. Who's it going to be?
I'm going Matt Moore of the Dolphins against the Eagles. I think he's a guy who's quietly become a pretty efficient quarterback of the last couple games. And I think if he's available in a lot of leagues, and if you're entering the playoffs and you kind of got some question marks at the quarterback spot, you could do worse than Moore. He's got 5 touchdowns and only 1 interception over the last 4 outings. He's added a rushing touchdown in there. He's fumbled a couple times, but again, I don't think that's going to happen this week. He's thrown for over 200 yards in 4 of those games. And that Miami team is actually starting to click. They've shaken off the rust from that terrible start. And with guys like Reggie Bush finally starting to do some things, Devon Bess, and then, of course, Brandon Marshall, I think, Moore could be in for a big week.
Have these guys found their identity, Miami as a whole? I mean, that's what I'm starting to wonder. The way they've been playing football, they've actually looked like they're starting to click on all cylinders. Meanwhile, the Eagles, complete opposite. They still haven't figured out one single thing. Not to mention Vic, we'll see how well he'll actually be able to throw the ball with the ribs, as you mentioned before. So I think it's actually, like you said, a pretty decent matchup for Moore, really.
Yeah, and, like I said, they're starting to get some weapons there. Fasano as a tight end has become a top target, and the Eagles really are struggling. I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to move forward with some of their talent. I'm sure they're going to rest some of their banged-up guys, really kind of start to look towards next year already. I know it's not the scenario the Eagles were envisioning when they signed all these guys, but they've got to start, they've invested a lot of money in some of these guys, and they have to start protecting them.
So, Jeff, before we let you go, I need to know, Matt Moore, availability. I mean, what are we looking at as far as other people out there, and any idea?
He's about 50% owned in a lot of the leagues. Some teams are still reeling from losing Schaub. I think he's a guy you could definitely pick up if Schaub was your number 1 quarterback. He's out there. He's available. It may be time to play matchups. If you've got a tougher matchup, if you don't like the Romo against the Giants, or you don't like Eli against Dallas, this guy is a guy that isn't going to necessarily put up a huge total and 300 yards and multiple touchdowns, but what you're going to get someone that's likely, somewhere in that 8 to 12 point range, maybe even a little bit more than that, and which is a decent range for a quarterback.